So go ahead, you can start rocking side to side. We're gonna do everybody's favorite bridges today, which means my favorite bridges. So you can rock side to side. You can even do kind of your small rolling motions, whatever feels good to get the tightness out of your lower back. And then you're gonna hug one knee to your chest, the other leg kicks out straight, and we're going side to side. So if kicking your leg out straight hurts your back, you can always have it down on the ground. Right? There's no wrong way to warm up. As long as you're moving, that's all that matters. So try to think of keeping that core tight, even if you have a foot down. We kind of want to start waking up those core muscles. Oh no, we got to use them a little today. Right? And if you want to move a little bit slower, if you're feeling tight, you can. My hips are clack, clack, clicking, which means my hip flexors are too tight. We're going to go one more on each leg. Then you can have one leg up straight, doesn't matter which one. Grab them behind that hamstring or calf. Then we're going to alternate there, right? So on this, if you want to move slower, if you're really tight, you can go slow. If you want to have one foot down, that's fine too, right? And if you hold up by your calf, that just means you have longer arms, right? I like to hold up my hamstring. So whatever I like to do is obviously the perfect way to do it. I know, right? And you're still thinking of that core, right? You're using your abs already, whether you know it or not. And we're going to go one more to each side. And then you're going to relax those legs down. So knees are going to bend, feet are flat on the ground, and we've got slow and controlled bridges. So you're going to inhale in, exhale, pressing up, squeeze the glutes. Nice and easy, coming right back down, right? So you don't have to go fast. Just start loosening up that lower back. Try to get any of the cramps out of those hamstrings or calves, right? If you didn't drink enough water, you better be drinking water though. I haven't drunk enough water. I'm gonna have to chug my water after this. But I won't cramp up. I'm not that dehydrated. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do our half bridges. So we're all the way up, you're gonna come halfway down and then back up, right? So it's not a fast motion. You wanna really control your body, right? We're still warming up, so we don't wanna go too quickly. If you go too fast during warm up, your muscles are gonna reject you. You don't want your muscles to reject you. They're gonna be like, oh. Muscles don't like working fast too early, okay? And then on our next motion, we're just gonna press up. You're just gonna stay in that bridge, and we're just gonna hold. So as you're holding, you're squeezing those glutes. Of course, they've been squeezing all day, all morning, I guess. And we've got about 10 more seconds here, and then we're gonna go to our core. So just kind of hang in here, breathing, relaxing. And then you can relax those hips down. Then we're gonna have our hands behind our head, elbows are wide. You're gonna inhale in, exhale, lift into that crunch. Nice, easy inhale coming back, right? So keeping those elbows wide so we can think about our posture. Make sure that your head is resting into those hands. That way you're getting more concentration in your core and you're not pulling on your neck, right? So every time you lift into that crunch, you should feel your lower back touch the floor, right? You can feel it, it's there. That's why we're doing a crunch, right? This is better than your typical crunch because you're actively thinking about what to do, right? You're using that core and controlling. So we're gonna do a half crunch here next. So you're gonna crunch up as high as you can. You're gonna come halfway down and then crunch up, right? So remember, it's not a fast motion, it's controlled, right? You wanna make sure you're not just pulling on your neck. Your core should really be squeezing tight, right? You should be feeling it. Your abs should be burning. If they're burning, you get a gold star for the day. If they're not burning, we better meet after class, right? So on your next crunch, you're just gonna lift, you're gonna hold, keep that back down, really think about your core, even squeeze it even more tight if you can, and you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're gonna relax down, and we're gonna warm up a little bit more with the bridge. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna press up into your bridge, you're gonna go up onto your tiptoes, your heels come down, your hips come down, right? So you're up, tiptoes, heels come down, hips come down. Up, tiptoes, heels come down, hips come down. So you're coming down between every single motion, right? I'm throwing you off here a little bit, right? And we're stretching out our ankles, we're stretching out our calves. It's so delightful, I know, right? And then on our next bridge, we'll just stay on up and we'll go up and down on those tiptoes, right? So with the tiptoes, you don't have to go fast, right? Every time you go up, you kind of want to squeeze, wake up the calves, right? And it feels good. Pilates always feels good. That's the rules. Then you're going to stay up on those tiptoes. You're squeezing those glutes, holding our bridge. We got a 10-second hold here. And then we're going to relax on down and go to our side. All right? So go ahead. You can relax. And go to your side. Either side does not matter. Whatever side makes you happier. So we're going to do an up and over kick. So you're going to start with your top leg in front. You're going to kick up and over your other leg, right? So try to maintain that range of motion that whole time, right? We want to kick up our leg as high as you can, right? And you want to make sure your core is tight. So it shouldn't look like you're on a boat, right? You shouldn't be rocking back and forth. Really, the only thing that's moving is your leg and your hip joint. How about that, right? And you're trying to almost make a capital letter A or a mountain peak, right? You can decide the level of the mountain, right? You can't say like, oh, I'm going to make a hill. No, we're not doing hills. We're doing mountains. Okay, we got about 30 seconds here. All right, we got to get those glutes all fired up for today. All the glutes all day is the rule. Right? Have you guys figured out that I like to do a lot of glute work? Yeah, because it's important. Look it up. You got 15 seconds. I'm not just making it up either, you know? It's a trend. You got 10 seconds here. Right, we got 5 seconds. And we'll go one more up and over. Then you're going to relax. And you're going to bring your top leg is going to be bent in front. If it doesn't feel good to your knee to be bent in front, you could have it behind also, right? We're just going to do our bottom leg lift. So you're doing an inner thigh lift, right? So that top leg could be bent behind. If you can have it bent in front, that's good too. And we're focusing on that bottom leg. We're waking up our inner thighs here a little bit. Yay, inner thighs. I thought we'd never get to do those. Right, so we got about 15 seconds and then we're going to switch sides, right? We're just kind of getting the blood flowing in the legs. Quick and easy stuff, always. Right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to relax and we're going to switch sides, right? So remember, we start with our up and over. Oh, gotta switch sides. Oh, my legs are a little stiff. All right, so once you're situated, you're kicking up and over, right? So try to keep that same level that you had on your other leg. Obviously, one leg is going to be stronger than the other. So do what you can. Make sure you're pointing your toe. You're trying to keep that leg straight, right? And your core is tight. So it shouldn't look like you're rocking back and forth, right? I'm not moving. At least I don't think so. I suppose you could yell at me on the camera if I was, right? So we've got about almost to our halfway marker of this exercise. And then we go to the inner thigh. And then we're all warmed up for the day. We're all toasted up and ready to go. Right, so there's our halfway mark. We still got 30 seconds. Whoa, my legs are burning, right? Try to maintain that range of motion even as it burns, right? You want to keep that high kick, right? Keep your legs so high, it goes out of the screen, right? My leg almost goes out of the screen. I planned it that way. Scoot this camera real close so I could kick it out of the screen. Right, we got 5 seconds here. Keep on rocking through. We're going to go one more up and over, and then we'll do our inner thigh. So here's up and over and back. Top leg will be bent in front if you can, and we're lifting up and down, right? Remember, if it doesn't feel good to have that leg in front, that's no big deal. Bring it behind. You can roll to that glute, right? We're just wanting to get that inner thigh working. So make sure you're pointing your toe. You're not just doing a droopy foot, right? You don't want to look droopy. Right? And then after this, we get rolling for the day. And it's going to be fun, I promise. 100% guarantee. That's my guarantee too. So, all right, we got 10 seconds here. Trying to think of that posture, core's tight. My stomach is grumbling. I didn't have a snack yet. You got 2 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. You relax. Ooh, and I got the hiccups. All right, so what we're going to do today, we're going to start with a glute activation exercise, right? So we're going to fire up the glutes, then we're going to do a bridge motion, then we'll do a core move, and then we move on to another set like that. So your first move you're going to do here, you're going to be on your hands and knees. If you needed to go to an elbow, you could. We're going to do a fire hydrant kick. So with your right leg, you're going to come wide, you're going to kick and extend, then back, come down, okay? So we got a minute per side, so take your time, don't go fast. Ready? And go. So you're going to come wide, you'll kick, come back, come down. Wide, kick, back, down, right? right? So make sure you're thinking of your core, head's not hanging down. If you're looking for a focal point, you can look right at your fingertips, right? And if it hurts to be on your knee, remember you can roll up your mat or put a towel or whatever you want under a pillow, right? So as you're doing this, you should feel your left glute firing up, right? It's actually harder on your left glute than it is on your right. How about that? Isn't that cool? Right? Your body is stabilizing. That's a good thing. Okay? So nice and controlled. Every time you kick, try to get that leg as straight as you can. Point that toe. Remember, it's not fast. We want to really focus on the movements here. Okay, you're doing a great job. You have 10 seconds. Then we're going to switch legs. Okay? Nice and controlled. Let's go ahead and do one more. Right? And then you'll relax. And we're going to do our other side. So I'm just turning around so you can see my left leg. Right? All right, so ready? You're going to go wide, kick, back, down. Right? So remember, you're going to have differences on each leg. So take your time. Right? Try to work through the range of motion the best you can. Maybe this leg won't do it as much. That's okay. If you feel like you need a breather, take it. I won't yell at you. Maybe, but under my breath only. Okay, so make sure that head's not hanging down. Look right up, those fingertips are just straight down. Okay? You don't have to watch your legs. They're not going to fall off. Right? I haven't seen anybody's legs fall off yet. Okay, you're doing an awesome job. You're over halfway. Right? So as you're doing this, you're actually working your core and obliques too, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? Right? We got 15 seconds, and then we're going to be bridging. Okay? 10 seconds. Keep that range of motion. Keep up that same tempo. Let's do one more. Then you're going to relax, right? And your glutes should be fired up. We're going to go to our back. Okay, so we're going to do a pretty classic bridge move here. We're going to do a bridge march. So your hips are up, you're gonna have one leg come towards you and then back down. So your goal is to have that knee come to your waistline or past, right? So it's a slow and controlled motion. You really wanna drag through that foot, and we're going all for big range of motions today, right? So that means you can go slower, you can go more controlled, right? If the bridge felt like it was too much for you and you need to modify, you can, right? You could always do the tiptoe bridge just like we did during warm-up, right? It's still gonna work you, I promise. I won't make the workout easier on you, right? I can make it so it's doable, but I'll never make it too easy for you. Okay, so keeping your knee bent as you're marching. Remember, you want that large range of motion. Okay, so keep on breathing here. We've got about 20 seconds, and then we're gonna do some core work, okay? We got 15 seconds here. Nice and controlled. Keep on breathing. Doesn't mean you have to go fast. Remember, you can take a break, right? We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to relax those hips down. The next motion we have is a bicycle crunch. So you have two options. Option number one is you're going to extend your legs out a little bit. Your heels will be down. And you would go opposite arm and opposite elbow. You'll always have one foot down. If you want to make it harder, instead of having a foot down, you'll extend, right? You could even combine the two if you need to modify after we start. Hopefully you didn't start because my watch didn't. Ready? And go. So you can crunch over, taking your time, focusing on extending, right? And if you're modifying, you just want to have your feet a little bit towards the edge of your mat or as far away from your tush as you can with having a foot down, okay? So it's still going to make it challenging. Your core is engaged that whole time. If you have a foot up, it's just harder to keep that lower back down, okay? So take your time. Every time your leg kicks out, make sure you're extending, you're squeezing, right? And we got about 30 seconds, and then we're done with our first bridge set. How cool is that? Right, going side to side. You're breathing, you're going slow. The slower and more controlled you go, the better your results with this, right? You're not biking down a hill, we're biking up a hill. Okay, we got 10 seconds to go, right? Keep moving, keep breathing. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can relax. And then we're gonna come back to our hands and our knees, okay? So now, we're gonna keep our right knee bent. You're gonna have your toe point to the ceiling, and you're just gonna bring your leg up straight and then tuck the knee in, right? So the knee stays bent that whole time. You're just raising up as high as you can. Ready? And go. So you inhale as your knee draws in, exhale, it presses up. Inhale, draws in, exhale, presses up. So really, really, really try to point that toe as much as you can, and your knee should just be bent in that same position that whole time, right? So this is another one of those motions where your left side is gonna burn more than the right, okay? And in 15 seconds, of course, we're gonna pulse, right? We're not just gonna do this move for a minute, that'd be too easy, okay? Nice and controlled, head's not hanging down. Look right at those fingertips. Okay, so on your next motion, keep that leg up and you're gonna pulse. Your goal is to have your knee even with your hip, right? We don't want a droopy leg here. We're not pulsing low. We are pulsing up high, right? And don't let that leg fall down. So you gotta keep that leg in position using that hand, okay? Keep on lifting up. You've got 15 seconds, and then we switch legs, okay? 10 seconds. Keep on breathing, keep pointing, keep lifting, keep pulsing. You've got 3, 2, 1. You're gonna relax, we're gonna switch legs. So left knee is bent, you're gonna press up and bend it, right? We switch legs. We start with that slow and controlled motion, making sure that you're breathing. Inhale in, exhale up, right? Remember, get that knee up there so it's even with that waistline. So when we pulse, your legs are already warmed up and ready to do it, okay? 10 seconds until we pulse. You're doing a great job. On your next motion, you keep that leg up high and you pulse, right? So don't let that knee drop below that hip. Keep it up high, right? If you notice that your leg is near your other heel or calf, you're letting it sag up, right? Keep that leg up tall. Keep pulsing. It's not easy, but it's doable, right? Keep on pressing. We have 15 seconds. 10 seconds to go. Keep on cooking here. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right. Now we're going to our back for some fun bridges. So for this bridge, your feet will be all the way together. Your knees are all the way together. And you want to act like they are glued together. So your goal is to have no gap between your feet or your legs. Okay, so you're going to inhale in, exhale, press up, keeping your legs together, squeezing your legs together that whole time, right? Kind of imagine if you had a Pilates ball or there's a band around your legs, every time you press up, those legs don't get to come apart, okay? So you're pressing up and down, your feet are together, so it makes it harder to go up as high, and that's okay, right? Keep on squeezing those legs together. You have to actively squeeze, otherwise you're not gonna get that full benefit, right? We wanna get those inner thighs working again. And 10 seconds, you get to add to this. Okay, so you're gonna press up, you're gonna hold, squeeze those legs together. We're going up and down on our tiptoes, okay? So as we're doing our tiptoes, you better be squeezing those legs. I'm gonna tell you 1,000 times to squeeze them, right? You're muted, so if you're really angry at me, you can say whatever you want, I can't hear you. Okay, keep squeezing, keep tiptoeing. You're doing a great job. In 15 seconds, we've got an isometric hold. So what that means is we're just gonna hang out and hold, and it's gonna be awesome. So you're gonna go up on those tiptoes, stay as high as you can, squeeze your legs together actively. So that means you're acting like you're squeezing, 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 and squeezing even harder, right? You should be squeezing so much right now that you're like, if she tells me to squeeze one more time, I'm gonna throw something at my camera. No, don't do it. Keep on squeezing, right? So you got 15 seconds. Squeeze as much as you possibly can. I think this is awful because I'm squeezing, but I get to talk, so it helps a little, okay? You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax those hips, relax those heels. We've got a core move, of course. So hands are behind your head. You're gonna start with your legs out straight. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna crunch. You're gonna pull your left heel in. It comes back out, crunch, pull your right heel out, right? So you're just alternating of crunching and tapping your heel. So if your leg is out straight, it's a little bit harder on that lower back, right? So you can bend your knees, right? And do a little bit of a shorter range of motion. Okay, but you're crunching and tapping. Every time you crunch, that lower back touches the floor, right? Or it should be, hopefully. We're gonna make it if it's not. And so we got 15 seconds until we make this move more fun, right? We're gonna do Mary's favorites today. That's what it is. Monday, Mary favorites. Almost there. Okay, so one more to each leg. Then you're gonna bring both legs in. You're gonna hold a crunch, and you're gonna do the reverse of what we just did, where you're just tapping your heels out, right? So now you're holding up in that crunch and tapping your heels. If your neck hurts, you could have your head down and just focus on your core position here, right? So even with my head down, my core is burning because I'm actively pushing it down to the floor. So if you need to modify, if your neck hurts, don't even hold that crunch, right? But if you can, go ahead and keep it up. Okay, we got one more to each leg, then you're still holding your crunch. Now you got doubles, right? You're doing small motions, small. You want to go small, small, small. Same thing, you could have your head down. This is crazy hard on that core. It is hard to core brace, but do your best. If you need to go back to tapping singles, you can, right? Doubles is pretty hard. 10 seconds. You're almost there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right. We got one more set here. So 3 moves. That's not bad. So we are going to be on our hands and knees. Right? You're going to have your right leg out straight. You're going to have your toes pointed down to the floor. You're going to bring your leg wide, tap it, and then come back. Wide, tap, and back. Isn't that fun? Ready? And go. So you're coming wide and tap. So your goal is to let that leg come as wide as you feel you can, right? But as you're going wide, remember, it shouldn't look like you're on a boat, right? Don't make your body go wobbling all over. Only do the range of motion that feels good to you. So if you're not coming all the way to the outside of your hip, that's okay, right? Maybe I can't on this side, but not the other side. I don't know. So try to just focus on your form. Don't even watch me. I promise you, I'm still doing the exercise, right? Just keep your core tight and focus on that head position, right? So try not to let your head hang down, right? Try not to look at my leg. Your left glute should be a burning. Okay, you're over halfway. So that's always good news, I think. Right, we got 15 seconds, right? Each time, trying to stretch out that range of motion, right? How far can that leg come wide? Okay, you got 5 seconds, so let's do one more. Okay, and then you're gonna relax, and we're gonna switch, right? I'm turning just so you can see my leg. Okay, so left leg's out straight, toes start on the ground. You're gonna tap wide, and then back, right? Tap wide, and then in back, okay? And remember, if being on your wrist hurts, go to those elbows. You can still do the same motion. Your hips will just be a little bit higher, and that's okay, right? You could even prop your elbows up if you needed to with whatever you have at home, okay? You're doing a great job. You're over halfway. Remember, focus on your form. Don't even watch me. You still have 30 seconds, so I'm not going to be doing anything too fun, okay? Unless you just think it's fun to watch me work out. I don't know, maybe. Got 15 seconds. Making sure you're breathing and you're keeping that left leg as straight as you can when it comes to the side. 10 seconds to go. All right, we got 5 seconds. So we'll do one more. You'll relax. And we're coming down to the ground. My glutes are about crying at me here. They're gonna seize up. Okay, so we're gonna have our feet and our knees together again. Okay, so you're gonna start off squeezing. You're gonna press up into our bridge. Your knees are gonna come wide. They're gonna come back together. You'll come back down. So you're up, wide, squeeze together as hard as you can, and back down. Right, up, wide, squeeze, and down. Up, wide, squeeze, and down, right? So when those legs come back together, you should be squeezing as much as you can. Act like there's a balloon between your legs that you've got to pop and back down, right? Up, wide, back, down. Really squeeze those legs together. That's the important part of this move. We want to get our inner thighs involved just as much as our glutes are working, okay? You're doing a great job here. We've got one move left after this. So that's good, right? Nothing too crazy on a Monday morning. We got to save the crazy for the rest of the week, right? So when you're going wide, still keep those feet together, right? Those feet should be best buddies right now. It's like they're almost glued together. I don't know. We got 15 seconds. Every time you go wide, try to see how wide those legs can go, right? And of course, when they come together, squeeze as much as possible, okay? We got 5 seconds, so we're gonna do one more here. Come wide back, squeeze, and relax down. Okay, so now we got a core move. So you're gonna keep your left leg bent. You're gonna have your right leg out straight. You're gonna be up in a crunch if you can. You're gonna inhale in, your right leg comes up. Exhale, it comes down to where it's hovering. Your foot does not touch the floor, right? So you're in this core bracing move, bringing that leg up and down. If your neck hurts, of course, you can have your head down, okay? But try to hold in that crunch if you can, and you're trying to keep that leg as straight as you can, right? Of course you are. I can tell, okay? You're doing an awesome job. In 10 seconds, we're gonna add a little pulsing motion to this. Don't you think we should? Yeah, I thought so too. Well, kind of like a pulsing, I don't know. So you're gonna have your leg is gonna be even with your left knee. So it's kind of at an angle. Exhale, you're gonna come wide and in. But it's gonna be a small motion. So not as wide as you can. You wanna go small and back, small and back. So make sure your left knee doesn't even rotate open, right? Your core is controlling that leg. It's kind of like a windshield wiper, but your quad is getting involved. Okay, keep on breathing. We're almost done for the day, right? We got 15 seconds, then we do our other leg, and then we're done, right? And you can curse my name all day. 10 seconds. Control your right leg. Keep it as straight as possible. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Stay in that crunch. Left leg's up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Right? If your head's hurting or your neck hurts, keep your head down. Focus on still bracing the core. But this is our last move of the day. So really hanging on to this move, right? Do your best. Do what you need to do. In 5 seconds, we do that side pulse, okay? So keep on lifting, keep on holding. Okay, so that left leg is even with your right knee. You're coming wide and back. Remember, it's a small motion. Point your toe so you don't have a floppy ankle. Okay, don't let your right side cheat for you. Don't let that knee pop open wide, okay? Small and controlled. You can even put your hand on your left side and feel that oblique, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so strong. Do it and tell yourself you're strong, because you are. 10 seconds. Keep the core tight. Keep breathing. You're almost there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. There you are. Happy Monday, right? Monday. At least I got the day of the week right. Sometimes that's a challenge.